Hello there, guys, and welcome back to Reborn with Michael Watson. Today, I want to talk about how to basically change this one thing and manifest all the abundance, health, and other things that you could wish for. And I'm going to tell you why it's so important. And I've been speaking with my clients about this so regularly. So if you're into Spirituality Simplified, please consider sharing, and subscribing. If you also want to join my free Facebook group, The Healing Circle, I would love to have you there. And please come check me out on Instagram. I'm really enjoying sharing some more content on there at the moment, and I'd love to see you there too. So guys, here we are. We're talking about what is this one thing that we need to change. Well, I'm going to tell you what it is. There is something that you need to change in your life which will help you to manifest. Now, it's not just one, obviously. It's all about letting go. But what do we do once we've let go? Well, you want to start to change your relationships with things. One of the things that really helped me to attract more abundance was I changed my relationship with money. When I healed myself from food intolerances, I changed my relationship with food. And I want to explain why. Everything is our self-expressed. All your relationships are the inner part of you being expressed out of you. So if there is trouble in your life, in your relationships, in your money and all that, you need to look at what is my relationship to this thing? How do I see this thing? How do I see my health? How do I see my finances? Do I have a relationship of fear, lack? Do I have a relationship with my body of mistrust? I don't trust it to do the usual processes that it should be doing. And this is what we must do. You've got to learn to change your relationship with things. I was on a call with a client today who said, I only seem to only ever want to be in the place of achieving. I'm not enjoying the journey at all. And that's because they had created a character of themselves that they fell in love with, which was an overachiever. So the relationship with himself was out of balance, you see. So when I brought him back to realize that he needs to fall in love with himself as a whole, that is one facet of him which is very helpful to achievement. But if he tries to live from that place consistently, and only from that place is he going to fall apart. So my point is, what I'm trying to say is the relationship is what's going to change things. How did I use changing that relationship with money? Well, I'll tell you right now. What I realized is that every time I spent money, I felt like I'd lost something. Every time a big bill came in, I felt like someone was attacking me. Every time, you know what I'm saying? Money was always a fearful thing that I needed to hold on to. It's a bit like they say, let them go and it will come back to you. It's the same with money. So I started to notice my resistance, my reactions towards money, because I realized that was the true nature of my relationship with money. I could falsely say in my mind, well, I'm really good with money. I'm really good with money. But my body would actually tell me the truth. Your body, you see, is a lie detector. It will tell you the truth about your relationship with something. That's why I like people to speak to themselves in the mirror and say things themselves and notice how they react, because the mirror doesn't allow you to escape yourself. Your body is your lie detector, and then you get to work with it. You start to change that relationship then. From that place of observing and releasing, you can start to change that relationship. So it would be, I have way more than enough. Money comes back to me multiplied every time I spend it. There is always more than enough. God is the source of my supply. That was one of my favorites. I started to realize it wasn't humans, it was God who was the source of my supply. It just came through those wonderful clients or wonderful things that I needed to do. So that's my point, basically, is that. The other point that I want to make very gently to you is this: you can do the same with your health. Are you seeing your body as something that fights against you or something that loves you? You've got to notice that there's a relationship with your body. Are you in a harmonious relationship with your body? Or are you treating your body like it's something that you dislike? Do you hate it? Many people that I've worked with who've healed autoimmune disease with me, we've changed the relationship with themselves internally and with their body, and it's that place of peace and trust in the body. You see, there is a divine presence that flows through all things: money, health, relationships, and all things. When we stop fighting the relationship or trying to control the relationship, we actually allow it to do what it does, which is express itself. So when I stopped trying to control money and I stopped trying to force it, money started to come to me in abundance. When I stopped trying to force health and control it and just trust in my body, my health restored. When my relationship to food, I'll tell you the story. So I was told I had intolerances to wheat, dairy, gluten, nuts, eggs, all my favorite foods. This was at a point when I was just punishing myself incessantly, and food intolerance was another way of doing that. So I remember sitting there one day when I healed myself from it, and I just said, looked at the sandwich and I just said, you're going to be amazing. My body loves you. You're going to be digested so effortlessly. And I remember eating that big ciabatta sandwich along the waterfront, and suddenly, boom, no pain in the stomach, no resistance. Because in that moment of intention, I'd changed the relationship with bread. I'd changed the relationship, as rather than it being something that was against me, was going to attack me, I saw it as something pleasant and joyful. And my body said, okay, I'm going to accept it as that. You see, anything like a food intolerance and all that, it's just the body saying, hey, the boss has told us that something bad is coming into the body. Let's start to attack it. Let's start to go into the processes of an immune response to attack it and protect the body. And that's where all the inflammation actually comes from. So that's my belief. Obviously, it's just my opinion. You apply it how you wish. But I've seen it as the result in my life. I've seen it as the result in clients' lives. So I wonderfully suggest to you, what relationships do you need to change? What is the biggest thing? Start with the one that's the biggest. Once you change one, everything else is going to change. How do you change it again? Notice your resistance towards that problem. Notice your relationship towards whatever the problem is. Is it one where it's a hard, painful, awkward relationship, or is it free-flowing, gentle, wondrous, gorgeous, divine? There we go. Well, that's what I do. So this is how I teach people, guys. We have a big plethora of knowledge that we apply to the individual. So I'm looking for 2 more individuals who are looking to heal their bodies or change their lives, and I would like it to be one of you guys. So if you are interested, please do reach out. On the description, you can book a free reach out call to discuss working with me and see how I can help you. Let me know what your thoughts are, guys. Do you believe it's all about relationships, or do you think it's something else? You see, I think that if we can create a harmonious relationship with all things within, then life works for us so effortlessly, so unapologetically. I've just seen it in my own life. I live the way that I ask you guys to live. So that's what I wanted to say today, guys. Remember, please try and see me on my free Facebook group. Try and check me out on Instagram. And if you have any questions, feel free to message me on Instagram or otherwise, or comment down below, and I'm going to make sure to answer them. And one last thing, the biggest lesson I want you to take away from today: your mind lies to you, but your body is the lie detector. That's how you get to notice your true connection to things. Your body will inform you. Your body is your lie detector. I'll see you at the next one, guys. Take care. Thank you for having me here, and it's been a pleasure.